But as you can imagine, Starbucks, we go through huge volumes of recruitment. And we actually recently implemented AI, the theme of the day, to help us with our screening process. And that AI is called Sapia. Now, there's some Sapia people in the room. I saw Brendan, he's really tall with a pink hat, so go talk to him. He can probably do a better job than I can. But essentially, the reason why we implemented AI into our system was to solve three main critical issues. And the first is, which is an issue, we're really blessed with a really strong brand name. But with that comes hundreds of thousands of applications. As soon as we get a barista job ad up, within 24 hours, we'd have over 200 applications in. So when it was a really manual process, the team were having to close off job recs after just a couple of days because they just could not get through the volumes themselves. And they also would individually have over 60 open job recs at a time. So as you can imagine, that volume is huge to go through manually. The second issue was we were screening based on resumes. And for a true entry-level role, resumes don't really matter. We don't care if they've ever had a job before. We don't care what grades they got at school. We're more interested in their personality traits. And going through that many resumes, the team weren't really sure what they were screening for. And then the third problem we had was the role was really disengaging in the TA team. As you can imagine, going through hundreds of thousands of resumes every single day gets pretty boring for the same role type after a while. And they just weren't able to have the time to upskill, and they were just going through this grinding motion of mountains of resumes. So it was actually just over a year ago, July 2023, that we implemented Sapia for the first time. And the business as a whole was quite skeptical at bringing in AI. It's very new and scary, and what does that mean for us? Does it mean we're taking away the human element and it's just a robot? And I would recommend this, I think, for any AI tool you use, is to almost treat it like a little admin assistant who you're constantly checking their work, making sure that it's correct, making sure that it's right. And our team were doing that. The way that Sapia works is, I hope I do this justice, but essentially anyone that applies for a store-level role with us automatically goes through the Sapia process, and it's all done via text. So they're chatting with the text AI, and from the text chat, the AI is able to pull out the personalized attributes that we chose in sessions with people scientists from the Sapia team. And we're looking for things like, for an example, like openness, humility, conscientiousness, adaptability. And if people are scoring highly in those areas, then they kind of get scored highly overall. So the AI kind of puts it in number format, which is nice to read. And now well over a year now into the process, we're getting some really good data. And we've seen that anyone that scores above 70 in these chat responses, they stay with us for longer and they're more likely to be promoted. So having that data then gives us that sense of security that we can trust the process. We can trust the AI. So now anyone that scores above 70 just automatically goes through to the next stage, which is a video interview. The other thing that we have automated as well is further along in the process, we've very recently implemented check work rights. As you can imagine as well, we hire hundreds of thousands of people that are on visas, and we want to make sure that we're checking them correctly, and that was a huge admin task for our team to do as well. And overall, with those two implemented now, I've saved 15 hours per week per TA coordinator. And I think it was kind of mentioned earlier, everyone's a bit scared that, AI is going to take our jobs. But actually, giving up that time, they've been able to work on more skills. They are now able to recruit for higher level roles, so they're now looking after leadership recruitment. So they're really expanding themselves, and we now, instead of TA coordinators, they're TA specialists, and are able to be a bit more advisory to the rest of the business, which I think is a really nice thing to hear, because AI is a bit scary, and you don't want it to take your jobs. But actually, I think it has the ability to enhance your job and get you promoted. So hope that helps.